Hey, I'm Grant. Welcome to Digression Bar 20. I'm joined by
Andrew.
Andrew. What is up?
What is up? Nothing particularly. We're going to be transferring my dad from the hospital to a rehab facility. So that's going to be fun tomorrow. I don't know how much, unless the med center fucks up and doesn't get the paperwork turned out correctly, and then he just gets to stay there for another while. Which they don't want, so they'll probably really figure this out really quick, but they've been kind of falling behind on that whole thing, so we'll see.
Good luck, I guess.
Yeah.
I've been a bum. I played so much Destiny this week because of that faction rally stuff.
I have too.
It would just been like, okay, do laundry while running a lost sector. Okay, I'm going to cook while doing a public event. It's been a pain. It was kind of fun in a way, but it killed me. I'm glad to be done.
I still have to do my Titan shit.
Good luck.
It's the armor's so stingy.
Mm-hmm.
They're so stingy with the armor.
Yeah, getting it out. Well, it's meant to be where you could buy it. That was the intended one, right? That you could buy it, and then that's why the drop rates are the way they are, is because it wasn't meant to give it out that way. It was just supposed to be, if you want it, go buy it. And I think that's probably why it's like kind of a the reason why they're so stingy is probably because they expect you to buy it. And if you could buy the armor, then you wouldn't want to keep getting duplicate drops of the armor. You probably want the guns because those could be masterwork.
That's true.
So I think that's one reason why it's so stingy, is because they probably designed it thinking people didn't want to get those as a drop.
It will also get sometimes where it'll just drop stuff that aren't for the faction. It's like, why are you giving me all the non-faction stuff in this one drop? Like one time I got like generic boots, generic shoulder pads, and that's it. It's like, why did I even give you stuff then? Mm-hmm. Like, what's the point?
Destiny has Bungie issues. I really don't understand Bungie as a company. Even back down to like...
Do you say Destiny has Bungie issues or
Yes.
a bunch of issues?
Bungie.
Oh, okay.
Even back down to like Halo 3. It always seemed like Bungie just didn't play their own game. Like I always thought about how in Halo 3, the Bungie maps and game types for Infection were always the worst. It's like... I would go play like ones from Forge Hub, I think was the site, which is like a forum people would go make these awesome maps. And they would have like scenario-based Infection. Like there's one that was really good. It was on Rat's Nest, or whatever it was called in Halo 3, where you have to like, you have a convoy, and you have to try to get to the end of the tunnel.
It was Rat's Nest.
Yeah, we'd play that all the time.
Yeah.
And it was like awesome, and it's like you got one tank, and everyone sits on the tank and rides. It's a ton of fun. And then like the Bungie maps are like that same map, not edited, except all the zombies have 1 HP and get killed by a single pistol headshot. And then humans have pistols. So it's this awkward... And the Halo 3 pistol sucks. So it's this awkward thing where if you're a human, you don't get any extra ammo, so it's really annoying. You just die because you eventually run out of ammo. Mm-hmm. But as a zombie, it's super frustrating because you'll just turn a corner and be like... Right. And it's just like, do you play your own game? Like, the Bungie Infection stuff was always terrible. Always terrible.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I feel like, obviously, that persisted into... their other games.
Well, you told me like the lead multiplayer designer or something said like his ideal idea of multiplayer was everyone with SMGs.
Yeah,
not the BMR or the BR.
Battle rifle. Yeah, I don't remember exactly who it was, but it was something like he believed that like battle rifles should not have been in Halo 2 and that everyone should start with SMGs. And it's like the battle rifle in Halo 2 and 3 is like the bread and butter weapon. It's like the fundamental part of the experience. And this guy's like, what are you talking about? Anyway, I don't want to rant about Destiny too much because there's plenty to do there. Still fun. Like I still have a lot of time fun raiding with the clan and all that. I enjoy that social stuff, but yeah. Bungo why? But
what?
Bungo why? I love, it's one of the things I love about the Destiny jokes, or even back to Halo 3, is just mispronouncing Bungie's name.
Oh.
Why Bungo? Bungigi, why? It's funny to me. I don't know. It's really entertaining.
Harkens back to like RP and the Chief.
Yeah, basically, yeah, just like nonsensical pronunciations of stuff. Even Trailer Park Boys has that. It's like one of the nice little subtle jokes they'll make all the time is he'll just mispronounce an idiom or a phrase.
Which one? Ricky,
yeah. So he's like, yeah, so maybe like the cops will catch us, but worst case Ontario, I could just pay, like, I can get out of them. And it's just like a subtle little joke, like him not understanding him.
William had been watching a little bit of the season after they like came back from like the multiple year.
Yeah, after Netflix picked them up.
Yeah, after Netflix picked them up, and there's something, and Ricky started calling raccoons Reckons because he thought that was how
damn Rakins.
Rakins. It's like, what do you mean?
I love that show. It's just fun to watch, easy to pick up. So Jamie came over, and last night we watched Jurassic World.
Okay,
that was kind of neat. What do you think? Have you seen Jurassic World?
I saw it.
Do you have an opinion on it?
I enjoyed it. I had problems. Why do you ask?
I don't know, because I just watched it. I don't know.
Well, what do you think?
It was good. It was neat. It felt like a very show-offy movie, where it's just like, and the way I described when I was watching with Jamie is, this feels like just a giant what-if movie, and that's just what they keep doing. Like, what if they just smashed all the dinosaurs together? What if then it fought a T-Rex? What if the T-Rex fought velociraptors? Like, it's just like this what if thing, and it just seems weird. Or like, they're just like, we just want to show dinosaurs fighting. How can we write a story where that happens?
Yeah.
Or like, we just wanted to like mess around. And that's what it felt like. Or we just want lots of panorama shots of dinosaurs running. Because that was in like the first Jurassic World. Like, let's just do that a lot. That's kind of how the movie felt.
Chris Pratt was an okay part.
Yeah. I thought he was really good.
Led to the meme.
The Raptors.
The what is it called? Like what was the term? There's a term for that. There was a word that associated with that meme.
I don't know.
Zookeeping.
Zookeeping?
Something like that. I don't know. Which, like, that doesn't make any sense. If you did that in real life, that would work for shit.
I actually, like, completely misread that, because I had seen that photo of him doing that, and I thought that was him, like, training them. And then in the movie, it's actually a way different context.
He's, like,
trying to be like, don't kill me.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I thought that was him, like, look how I can go up to him and then make him do tricks. I thought that's not what it was. No. It wasn't all. But, yeah. I liked him in that movie a lot. But, I don't know. It seems like...
The dinosaur was kind of dumb, though.
Yeah. The thing I don't get is that how are they going to make another sequel? Like, they made a sequel, right?
They're making a continuation.
Yeah, and that seems weird to me. Like, it seems
I
like you have the one-off.
I haven't seen the movie because I don't think it's out just yet.
Yeah.
But, so, the premise that I know of is that the island that it's all taking place on is a volcano that has gone active and is imminently going to blow.
See, it's just a more what ifs. It's like, okay, what if we took Jurassic World, but the island blew up?
So they're going, like, I guess the premise is like, oh, they're going to go save Blue, which is one of his raptors.
Yes.
But twist, it was really just like some either government contractor, some sort of group that was using them to get the animals, like, and then so they can get Blue, so they can make dinosaurs that are like ultimate soldier, kill things.
How long until they're like, let's just make a dragon?
I don't know.
They could do that, right? If they can make that other one, they can make a dragon.
I don't think so, because I don't know if there's any way you can... Well, first off, making dragons being able to fly is very far-fetched, just in any sense of the word.
But you can make a dragon. You can do that. You just need it to look right.
Okay, but then what about having it breathe fire?
I guess I wasn't looking for something that fulfills the role of a dragon. I just that seems like something they would eventually do. It's like, oh, well, look, we wanted to show this off, so we made a dragon.
One thing they did acknowledge in Jurassic World, though, that I thought was interesting, was the fact that a lot of the dinosaurs they have in there, they understand don't look like how the dinosaurs actually looked, because they just thought that's what they looked like at the time. But then Censor's like, yeah, raptors didn't look anything like this. Raptors were like had a bunch of feathers and stuff like that. Were more bird-like.
Oh, I know. I was talking to Jamie about this. Like, a velociraptor's like the size of a turkey. It's not like 6 feet tall.
Yeah, so like there's a bunch of stuff like, yeah, we just did this stuff for like people's vision of dinosaurs, not what they actually look like. So we know that making new things isn't really different than what we've done before. And also there was one criticism I never really understood of the movie. I'm not saying it's a great movie. It's an okay movie. But one criticism I never understood was people saying like, oh, there's so much product placement and like all this stuff. I'm like, but that's important to the story of the movie, though. The whole point is, like, if it was corporate or it was like distributed like that, that's what it would be like. It'd be like, oh, here's all like this place is sponsored by like the phone service and like all that stuff. And even like one character like says like, we've got so many like product placement stuff, it's ridiculous. Like the old original Jurassic Park wouldn't do this. It's like, that was the point. It was supposed to be, that was a conscious decision, was to do that.
Yeah, like it's clearly in there, but it's not that bad. There's some other movies
like,
that are really bad, yeah.
Yeah, there are some movies, but like this one made sense. Like it was narratively important. It wasn't just like, oh, we had product placement. It's like there's product placement because that's how it would be done in the real world if it existed.
The other thing that really stood out to me, and this is super specific, is we rented it from Redbox.
Yeah.
And I guess it's a rental version of the movie. So when you load it up and play, it's like, this is a rental version. It doesn't have any like the special features and stuff.
Oh.
I thought that was kind of neat. And I wonder if they do that maybe to discourage people from selling, like just stealing it. Because I don't know, it just seemed odd to me that you would specifically go and make the CD or disc, Blu-rays, as a rental version. Like, I guess it's not that hard. You're just printing different data to the disc. But that stood out to me. It's like, I didn't know that was a thing. I don't know. I have no opinion on it. Although I have to say, one thing I want to do as a pet project sometime is I want to make just a movie collection, like a digital movie collection, because I don't have any. So I thought, like, well, as part of that, I should just collect any DVDs I can and just rip them to a file. And then I was thinking, it's like, well, should I just go to Redbox and just like rent a movie every month and like rip it? I don't know. I don't know what my stance is on that.
You wouldn't download a car, would you?
Would not download a car. But it's a gray area. But on one hand, it's kind of neat where it's like, yeah,
No,
I don't want to watch that movie this weekend, but it'd be kind of nice to have a copy of it. I don't know. It's a moral quandary. But yeah, I want to do that sometime. I want to make a server, basically, that can store all my like archives of stuff when I do the whole YouTube thing or like the podcast. And as part of that, I would just buy a bunch of space, and then I would love to have that server just like accessible from all like TVs in my house. I have someone.
So you'd have it in cloud?
No, I'm just saying. So it'd be like, oh, I have a server in my basement that has 100 movies on it, but you could turn the TV on and like select a movie. I know someone I work with has something similar where he just has like a server, and I want to say it's like Plex or something, where it just outputs a 24-hour video feed to a coax cable. So he has like a channel where channel 2 is his own movie channel. I think that's kind of neat. I don't know if I'd want to do something like that, but it was kind of cool.
I mean, it's the concept is interesting, but it'd be like, but if you want to watch like oh shit, this movie's on, can you rewind it?
I think you can. Like, you don't. There's a bunch of things you can do. It just by default he has it constantly rolling.
Okay.
And then I assume he
could, like commercial breaks, like
I don't know, but it's an interesting thought because like sometimes we'd say like, okay, well if it's between 4 and 6, I know I'm probably gonna watch like something that's like a 30-minute section. But if it's after 6, that's when I have the movie start because that's the thing he would probably most likely want to watch is be able to turn it on. It was kind of neat having a channel that's tailored to you, or just having that accessible. Like honestly, I like the idea, as I was thinking about it, it'd be kind of cool just to sit down and be like, even if I have to like do like all the software, just make your own like Netflix. So like you can browse through stuff, you have it all tagged, but you can do it all from a TV or something, and it's all your own stuff. I don't know if you can go. How bad would it be if I did that? But I just put like my own podcast on. 24 hours a day, it's just me talking into the camera right now.
I think you'd go crazy.
I should do that to like Jamie sometime. Like when she comes over and it's just me watching myself, like with popcorn, like on a podcast, and I'm like laughing at the jokes and see if she says anything. So I don't know.
Someone else did that to me, by the way. Do you look at the caption where I told you about? I was like just floating there.
Oh, can you send me a link on that? I could probably go find it.
Oh, you can just look at my captions.
I do. I need to do that. I'm trying to get better. I really like that feature on Xbox where you can just like hit, what is it, guide and then Y or X, yeah, and record like the last 30 seconds. I really like that.
Y is screenshot.
Yeah, I always mess it up. There's times I did like, oh, that's cool. You took a screenshot. God damn it.
Well, then you just hit X because you got like 30 seconds.
True. Sometimes it's slow.
Yeah.
Sometimes, or it's the other way where I try to take a screenshot instead I take a video. So it's like instead of a cool screenshot with that selfie emote with like me and someone from like the client because we're bored, instead it's 30 seconds of me trying to get it in and then just kind of holding it there. And that's what usually happens. Or if you look at my captions, there's a lot of 30-second videos of just like the Gears of War 4 menu. I don't know why it's specifically Gears, but I always do it.
Well, you probably have it set. Do you have your pedals usually set to an X?
X.
You probably just set it your
That's how I can remember it. I should remember that, yeah.
So you just set it down and walk away.
It's only Gears. Like, I never do it in Destiny. It's always the Gears menu. And I wonder why that is. I haven't played Gears in a while, but anyway, the point was I really like that, and I'm trying to find a good setup for my just stream to be able to do stuff like that.
Which part are we talking about now?
What
thing do you? The capture.
So, yeah, and I want to find a way to recreate that using my stream setup and have that work, because a lot of times, like, I don't want to capture like a 4-hour long raid,
right?
But it'd be nice to be like, that was funny, save that, and then I could just make like a highlight reel. I'm trying to figure out how to do that, but it's not easy because I can do it with the Elgato. Like, if I wanted to stream purely through the Elgato, I can do that natively, but then that doesn't work if we do like D&D Roll20, because that doesn't go through the Elgato. So I don't know, but I want to do more of that, just like edit like little videos and put them up and all that. It'd be fun. I'm trying to do fun stuff with editing. Like, Ellie's coming back in town on the 19th. I have a small little video short I want to do with her to try some live action stuff. That'd be fun. Yeah.
Yeah. How long is she going to be back?
Like 4 or 5 days. It's really short.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll do a podcast, though. Make sure when she's over here. Exciting.
Who's going to be with you, though?
It's just 2-person.
Okay.
I want to do more, but I have like a section. I use Workflowy to keep track of ideas, which is just like a bulleted list. And I have a whole section that's just like ideas that I just jot down for that. And that's the only one that's remotely good that I could see making fully formed.
Just 2 people?
Yeah, with that one. Like the one like idea for like a script.
You mean for...
My point being is I want to do more that would involve you, but I don't have any ideas that are good enough yet.
No. I meant for the podcast, not for the shorts.
I'm completely lost. What?
You said you're going to do a podcast and you're going to do shorts. I meant, like, is it going to be just you and her on the podcast?
I don't know. Probably not.
Okay.
Depends.
That's
it depends on the time. Like, there's a lot of stuff I would like to do, but it might also happen where it's like, we need to do it like this Friday right now. Can you come? Oh, and you're busy. Okay, I guess it's us.
Okay.
Podcast is always last minute. That's the issue. I know. It's like, I always have these big plans. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to plan the podcast. It's going to have 3 people. We're going to do games. It's going to be an event. We're going to do an awesome thumbnail. We're not going to forget the thumbnail. But it's not that. It's always, God damn, the podcast comes out tomorrow and I haven't even filmed it yet. Let's just go.
I blame Jamie.
Heads on stuff. Nah, it's fine.
Jamie, I'm calling you out. You didn't play board games.
Yeah. We were going to push it to another day and do that.
What game were we going to play?
I don't know. Levi said he had one he wanted to play. It was like Roll for the Universe or something is what Jamie said it was. But I don't know.
Roll for the Universe.
Yeah, that's like... That's what Jamie said, and she wasn't sure of the title. So I'm even less sure of the title, but maybe someone out there knows what it was. That, and I'll probably play The Trail House on the Hill. I forgot I had that game, but I know I like it, so that's probably what we would have played. So yeah, I played. This might be interesting to you. Jamie wanted to learn a bunch of card games for her like classroom, like actual deck of cards. Oh, so we played Egyptian Rat. Jamie likes that game.
I'm not familiar.
She gets frustrated. You've definitely played it. It's like where you everyone has cards, you put them down. And then you try to get a face card, and if you get a face card, the next person has to get another face card in so many turns. And then if you ever get 2 in a row or a sandwich where it's like 1, 2, 1, you can slap it and take the deck of cards. You've definitely played it.
I have played that.
That one's fun. We also played Speed, but she didn't like Speed.
Which one's Speed again? I always forget
I know.
These games.
So Speed's where you have like 2 decks of cards between you, and 5 cards in your hand. Yeah. And there's 2 cards in the center that are face up.
Yeah.
And you have to play one above or below those 2 center cards.
Right.
To get rid of all your cards.
Do you alternate, or can you just continually go?
You can continually go.
So it's like you can clock, and the other person go put a card down.
Well, I think that's the thing. Jamie's like, I'm like trying to sort. I'm like 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold another deck of cards. Done. And it's like I played 2 cards. So whereas Egyptian Rat's a little bit more like back and forth. So
another game that it's like where you don't alternate turns. It's like Captain Sonar. The play method where you just go.
Is it Captain Sonar or just Sonar?
Captain Sonar.
Okay. Yeah. And that's what I like about that game is like you could actually be good. Yeah. Essentially, you're playing a submarine crew, and each person is assigned a role, and they have to do certain things. And then when you do all these things, then you can basically do your turn. So like, what is it? You have to like repair stuff, move stuff, call out orders.
You have your captain, which essentially gives all the orders. Essentially says like, go here, dive, or surface, or fire the weapons. Essentially, then you have the first mate, which essentially gauges everything. So it's like he decides what things, whenever you do something, gets charged. Essentially, then you have your engineer, which whenever you move somewhere, there's some sort of damage to your boat, and they're in charge of assigning the damage in a most efficient way. And then you have your the audio or sonar operator, not sonar, radio operator, which tracks the movement of the enemy submarine because you can't see them. You just know what their movements are, and because it's on the grid, you know what the map is. You try to figure out where they are based on where their possible movements are.
It's really neat. But I like that idea is you could be a team that's, you don't take turns. You just have to go through all these actions. So if you are a good team, you can go through those faster and essentially take like twice as many turns as the other team.
Yeah.
If they're slow.
Well, what's crazy is like when you surface to repair all of the system damages on the regular version, like turn by turn version, you go up, repair all those things, but the other team can move 3 times before you can go again. But if you do real time, you rise up there, and then every person has to. There's like dividers around like each section. Each person has to take the marker and draw in the white without exiting or going over the image, like as quickly as they can, because you have to pass it to each person.
Yeah,
and do it, but you have to show it to the teammate each time, or to an enemy person each time, to verify that you drew within the marks, and they get to say, no, you drew out of the line here, or in this part here, redraw it. It's like, so theoretically it could be really fast or it could be really fucking slow.
Yeah. I did have one gripe where it feels like that would be perfect if you had some kind of like augmented reality to go with it. Like something like a phone app that lets you track certain things so you didn't have to worry about them. Because I feel like when we played, it was hard to understand like if we were doing like the right things. So for example, like you have to do a bunch of stuff before you can actually make the move. And I feel like sometimes it's very easy to...
No, you don't.
I don't know what the equivalent is. It's been a while since I played it.
You can do stuff before or after the move, but you can't do... So I think
my point being is like there's certain things that like an operator has to do before another operator can do something, right? So like you move.
Yeah.
There's stuff you have to do before you can move again.
In a way, like so when you move, you get to put a charge into something, but that if you forget to put a charge into something, that's just bad for you, but it doesn't stop you from doing anything. But each moving, so like there's north, east, south, east, west. Whenever you move in a certain direction, you quote unquote take a damage in a circuitry or some sort of system. So if you get hit, you have to write down where you get hit at when you move that time.
I think it's just very hard to track all of those stuff. And I think that's the main issue is that you just feel like, we weren't supposed to be able to fire a weapon that round.
Yeah.
I need to repair it. It was very easy to lose track of that. Whereas it'd be fun to like, kind of like a keep talking, no one explodes. Something like that where it's not a full like game, like one person's still out of it, but you could push some of that tracking off onto like hardware and you just worry about whatever. Like that seems like that'd be a really fun VR game.
Yeah.
It's just all that, but you interacted in VR and you like could see like your virtual teammates or something. But then really the game itself is still just talking to people.
Yeah. So it's the ideal is 4v4, but you can play with less than that. Like for instance, if you just have 2v2, one person is the captain, first mate, and engineer, and the other person is the radio operator. So if you're the engineer, first mate, and captain, you got to like, okay, I'm going to move and say when you're going to explode things and then charge things and figure out the damage all at the same time. So that's a lot, but I can understand why you wouldn't want the sonar operator doing anything else. Because if they hear the order wrong, you're just fucked.
Board games are fun. That's why we're going to play stuff. I want to play more games, and it always seems like stuff always comes up. Like I wanted to start playing Kingdom Hearts 2 to get that off my list, and I have yet. It's like 2 p.m. on Sunday, and it has yet to happen. So that's annoying. It's annoying. I guess instead of... I was going to start last night.
You should just play some good Square Enix games.
I want to finish 15 again. I finished the story, but I want to play more about that. Yeah. I want to play I want to go through and play like all the old Final Fantasy games. I want to play 6. I need to play 6, but I don't have the time.
Did you watch that video I linked to you?
Okay. I haven't actually like been on my PC since then.
Oh.
Because Jamie's been over.
You could watch it on your phone.
I mean, when? During Jurassic World? I will watch it. I just need time to watch it.
When did I...
It was yesterday.
Oh,
right?
it was yesterday.
Yesterday. It was before Jamie came over. Then Jamie came over and we did all the stuff.
Okay.
Now I'm podcasting. I will watch it, though. I will watch it. I hear a good thing about 6. It's just such a time commitment, but that's why it's so good. Because I want to play a good, immersive RPG.
What was 6 on?
I don't know. SNES or something?
And
it was the 2D. I want to say SNES, right? Sega Master?
I don't know.
Dreamcast? I'm throwing out titles. I don't know. I'm really not familiar with that. The
Um,
one before the PS1.
I think
That was a
Dreamcast.
Nintendo console. Or maybe it was Dreamcast 2. I don't know.
I don't know.
I made a podcast so I can yell at people and they have to listen, not to be right.
And is this... What is 6 in Western countries? Is it 6 still 6?
I don't know.
Because there's confusion. Because
Yeah.
like what wasn't like Final Fantasy 1 in the United States like Final Fantasy 4?
I'm trying to think. 1 was 1, I think. Then
2 was then not.
I don't
2.
think 2 was. It's somewhere between... Maybe 4, 5, and 6 was later. I don't know. Because I haven't played them.
Okay.
But yeah, there's some confusion there. So, but I want to go play them because it's fun.
I think they talk about it actually in that video we told you to watch.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. It comes up all the time because it's freaking confusing. Where it's like, I need to clarify. So, yeah. I don't know. It's the same thing with the Star Wars prequels. Where it's like, oh, I watched... Or just the Stars in general. You know, where it's like, oh, I watched the first one. It's like, you mean like episode 1 or the first one that came out? It's like, same thing. You know, it's always confusing. You have to like clarify it. They're not the same movie.
Oh, right.
But it's all the same situation where you have
Yeah.
to clarify it. And you can't just say like, oh, the first one, because like, well, that could still be either of them.
Yeah.
So it's annoying. Yeah. And that's why this is actually podcast 3. Just do that.
Yeah.
One of the things like, so with the whole, I guess, design of this idea of this podcast, one of the things I do that I think is fun is instead of having like a pound sign and then the episode number, if you ever look at the title, it's like, this is 20%.
Yeah.
And I thought like that I could do some cool stuff with that because I could do like episode 20.5 if we ever wanted to. I could do that.
Yeah.
Or something silly like that. I don't know. Maybe one day I will. I don't know. I have some ideas. I feel like I want to do something funny for podcast 404 if I ever get that far. Just because I think that would be funny, but that'd be at our current pace, that would be years. So
My question is, if you get to 404, is it just gonna be a blank video?
I don't know. I think if I would have a guess now is I would skip 404 and then come back to it at some point.
Okay.
So I'd go 403, 405, 406, and it's like, what happened to 404? It's like, well, that's a thing.
It's like or podcast 404 not found.
The much more important one is, what do I do when I reach 100? Because that percentage joke doesn't really work once you go to over 100.
Not with progress bars, at least.
Yeah, it's like I could be like I still do like 101%. I don't know. Maybe if that wasn't 5 times the length of how long we've been doing the podcast already, and this was relevant, I would maybe try to structure it like at a season. Where that was the other idea is like, this is season 1 and it goes 0 to 100. This is season 2, then goes 0 to 100. I don't know. These are all things that are way out there that don't matter. Like
That's over a year away from
that's
now.
the future.
That's like 4 years from now. Mm-hmm. Seeing how it got from 21 to 20, it's been almost a year.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's why I still entertain the idea of moving to a monthly show, but then everything like that would take forever. If you only do like 12 a year, no, wouldn't happen. And basically 25 a year is what I'm at like right now, more or less. I wouldn't mind doing some one-off episodes too. I want to try to do more of that, but I say that, but I don't have time. One day.
One day?
Yeah. In other news, I have fun stuff to do this week. I'm going to a training workshop to learn React.js, which is like JavaScript UI stuff for work. So that's going to be 2 days.
Is that going to be here?
Yeah, it's put on by another company. somewhere in Omaha that I can't remember. I should look it up before Tuesday because I have to go there. But that's gonna be fun, and then that's like my big cutoff where I'll be done with JavaScript. I'm gonna be moving back to Ruby on Rails, which is gonna be a whole thing to pick back up because I haven't touched it in a while. But I'll be glad to be done with learning JavaScript, and now I can get frustrated at Ruby. So, and then after a ton of time doing that, I'm sure I'll have a website again.
You mean work on your website again?
Yes, I can actually start. Once I learn Ruby on Rails and JavaScript and everything else I need, then I can actually start building the site.
I thought you already did.
I mean, I have a site.
Oh.
But I have a site that's done through Drupal right now. I have a site that is just basically my construction project for learning. And then eventually I'll have to have enough skill to actually build a functioning site for myself. So, yeah. And then I can do fun stuff like I would love to actually host my own podcast. Whereas right now I use Libsyn, which is a service I pay for. It's like $5 a month. And they do like all the RSS feeds and stuff to push out the audio podcast. But if I did it myself, I could save some money. I could schedule it however I want. Storage would probably be cheaper. Lots of fun stuff. Or just like other cool things I would love to try with the site. I'd love to build like little tools to see how they do and just cool stuff. Stuff I could put like on a resume would be neat. So yeah, that's what I'm doing this week. That's going to be 2 days. So
2 days?
yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday. I get to go do that instead of my normal work. Fun stuff.
Is it like all day?
Yeah. It's 9 to 3, I think. So I was just going to work from home before then and then like leave at like 8:30.
So what do you do at those?
What do I do at work or what do I do at the class?
It's a class.
Yes. It's a seminar. I don't know. It's a seminar, basically.
So I'm like, I guess, is it a lecture or is it like an interactive thing?
Basically, it's a lecture with labs. So it'd be
Okay.
like, here's what this is. Okay, now we're all going to go through this together and get this working and understand it. And you can do that and ask questions and stuff, I assume.
Okay.
So it'll be entertaining. On that note, I've been looking into doing like other classes just to expand like my general skills in different things. So like I would love to find like an editing course, like an actual like edit this. Like how do you do that? Like technically I can do this, but what's the thought process behind editing like a movie or something, let's say. I would also like look into like drawing and all that. Amazingly, can't find one. Every class that's like offered like through like Metro or UNO are all like just super weird stuff. Like things that Metro doesn't offer, a drawing class. Things they do offer, a silversmithing class. I could take that.
Silversmithing?
Yes. Like making jewelry and stuff. It's weird. Or it's like, what was it? I looked at, it was either Metro or like the Deuce Space where they had a class that I was like looking up for like editing or something just to see if they had something like that. It's like, they do. Oh, but it's editing on iPads for seniors. It's
That's so specific.
Yeah, I know. And like, so the best they have is like Photoshop tutorials and stuff. I thought about going to that because I don't actually use Photoshop, but I'm sure most of it would cross over. Plus, then I would get some actual experience in Photoshop proper on how to do stuff, and that would hopefully help me do more fun stuff like the podcast thumbnails. Because like the more effects I can learn how to do that, I can actually do cool stuff. So, and I really like doing that. It's a cool little outlet. I love pulling up the podcast on like an actual podcast app on my phone. It looks all professional with the fancy thumbnails. Like, oh, it looks like I know what I'm doing. So,
But he doesn't.
I don't. There's a lot of thumbnails that came out way better that don't look like I made them at 1 a.m. So,
Yeah.
yeah. But kind of on topic for what I think this thumbnail is going to be is I just finished binging that 70s show, and I want to do something that's a reference to that. They do a lot of these like transitions where it'll just be like, I don't know, them like dancing or like jumping around in front of like some background that they obviously just do from like a green screen. I want to do something like that. So, yeah. Did you ever watch that 70s show?
I've seen episodes here and there.
Okay.
I've probably seen less than a 12th of them.
See, this would be great if we have like Walker on because I know he watches it. And it's like I felt it kind of went like The Office, where it was just like a really beloved show, not on the same level. But the last season or so just starts getting really out there, where there's like, hey, here's a new character. Let's introduce all these new characters. Oh, we don't like that one. Kill that character. You know? Or okay, cool. Or it's like it just turns into more of a. I felt early on that show was a very historically accurate thing where it's supposed to be like, oh, yeah, it's comedy, but all the events in the show are like real things that happened.
Yeah.
Whereas then later on, I just felt it was more like SNL, where it's just like, we just have these really funny, exaggerated characters. Let's just put them in different situations. That's kind of what it felt like. So,
Like what?
so like, basically they go through a phase where one character, Jackie, they just have to date a bunch of different people. Just to say like, what if she dated Fez? And then like, that's just a thing.
Is that when you're talking about like, oh, when she kisses him, it's amazing, like, because he like the way he rolls his R's.
Mm-hmm. I think that's actually earlier on too, where that comes up. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, or what was it? So I think like two big characters leave. Kelso and Eric. I can't remember their names, but who? Ashton Kutcher and I can't remember Eric's actual person, his actor, but they both leave because they go do other things in real life. So yeah, you just end up with like these other characters, but it's like obviously like missing stuff for the dynamics. I don't know. It was a neat show, and I'm glad to say I watched it all. But yeah, point is, I want to do something like that for the thumbnail. It'd be fun. So that's the goal. If I can get it to work, and if we remember to take the thumbnail, because we never do.
Got any afro wigs?
I don't. I want to do more stuff like for the podcast where we actually get like props. I feel like that'd be fun.
Yeah.
The other thing I want to do sometime is I want to go do like a location podcast where we all go to like a convention or something and we talk about that. It'd be fun.
It would be fun.
I just don't know what though.
I also feel like that could not work out really easily.
What do you mean?
Like go there and like, yeah, you guys just can't be here doing this.
No, I'm just saying we would do it like in a hotel. The point is it's like we went there.
Oh, so you're like out of town.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, oh hey, yeah, we're going this, and then when we get back, it's like, now let's on the podcast and talk about what we did or like the trip, something like that.
But if we do it in a hotel, it's gonna be a nightmare. Figuring out how to set up and like everything.
We could find somewhere. I got a mobile setup. We could just go to like a McDonald's if we need to. Somewhere, just anywhere that we can like set up a camera. We can make do.
I guess my thing is where it's quiet enough and lighted well and doesn't look like garbage.
A library. It can look like garbage. It's a mobile one.
But if we talk like that, then we're the ones here talking when you shouldn't be talking.
True. Anyway, I feel like it'd be fun.
Yeah.
Also, I feel like it'd be fun. I would love to do like a cosplay or something, but I don't know what. But I feel like that'd be fun to go do. I don't know what though. This is brought up because you said wigs. I don't know. It was like, I don't know. It'd be funny.
We were also talking about conventions. And
yeah.
And
that's how I got to that. Yeah.
Conventions.
It'd be fun. I don't know what I would go as. I feel like I have this big issue where I'm not really into anything. Like there's no like series I'm really connected to or something. Like some people are like, oh, I really love Harry Potter or something. And I would be like, eh. So it's like what would I want to do a cosplay of? Because I'm not really into anything. You know? Unless it's like a really dumb one.
I could LARP my avatar.
You could. The hard part would be doing the eyes. It's like, oh, you're Ichigo. Specifically, I'm a Xbox Live avatar wearing Ichigo or whatever's clothes. So, yeah, you could do that. So, I don't know. It'd be fun. I don't know what I'd want to do, though, or what I could pull off. But I feel like that'd be a fun thing to do, and we could turn into some fun videos. Just like, I'm going to make an outfit. Here.
You could create Isaac Clarke's engineering suit.
That would be cool. That's one thing I eventually would love to get into is actually doing stuff like that because I like building stuff like that, like props. But it's never relevant. But I like the idea of like fake it kind of thing without it being really expensive. Or like, and that's kind of like that Jack project vaguely was. But I would love to make like an actual like prop like that. That'd be cool. Or make like an armor set from like Destiny and wear that. But I actually have like functional or something. It'd be super cool. But that would take a lot of time, and I'm not ready for that yet. So one day. I love the idea though, of like if you were to like, oh, this is like the Lancer from Gears, and it's fully functional or something. It'd be cool.
Like it's got a chainsaw that actually,
well, like
turns.
Yeah, something like that. Like obviously,
like
it's not a full chainsaw, but
or like it turns, but it's not very fast.
Or it actually like lights up, or like you can pull the trigger, stuff like that. Not just this is a solid piece of wood or plastic. It'd be kind of neat.
Yeah.
And it'd be something that it'd be kind of cool to have like in the background of a podcast or something. Because I'd eventually want to have like a studio space to do all this, and that's the stuff I would love to decorate with. Is like stuff that has a lot of like significance. Like, oh, I built this. It took 100 hours or something, and it looks amazing.
So when done well, there's certain props that amaze me. Like ones that can make like the crescent rose. Mm-hmm. That's not just like flimsy as fuck.
See, I would love one like that.
Like even if they don't operate, like even if it doesn't bend or like contort correctly, as long as it's not just like warping, because it's a long thing with two different axes of length. You got the pole and then the scythe parts. Like if that's not warping, that's pretty damn impressive.
Yeah.
And you're carrying it around, because like you could make it where it's not warping that much, but it'd be heavy. Mm-hmm. And the fact that, so it's just a combination of interesting work, in my opinion.
It'd be cool. I'm trying to think what I would love to do, but I don't know what.
You could also just be like the comedically bad cosplays.
Yeah. I'm not against that. There was a guy that, when I played a ton of Dota, where he would just cosplay different characters, and it was like super shitty cosplays like that, and he would make like 6-second videos, and they were pretty funny, because it was like so perfectly like terrible, but you could totally get it. Like it worked out. I think he still does stuff now with other characters, where he just does like shitty cosplays. It's really neat.
Like I watched videos like where people are just like of just like showing like these awesome cosplays. Mm-hmm. Like I remember seeing one where it's like this guy made a Bumblebee outfit, and it looked like it was just a small Bumblebee, like from Transformers.
Yeah,
and the cannon, like the thing would go down over the eyes too and light up. I'm like, how? Or one guy who had like Iron Man suit that the repulsors actually would emit a gas with light that made it look like it was.
That's cool.
Actually doing like the energy blast.
There's a dude on the Destiny subreddit who made a fully functioning Cade 6 head helmet he could wear, and the jaw would like move and light up when he talked.
But did it make I forgot his name. The actor's name.
Nathan Fillion?
Nathan Fillion's voice.
I don't know. Like you could play it,
right?
I'm sure, like a sound file, but then obviously you can only say those like 6 eggs or like whatever you had recorded.
Yeah.
So, but it was really neat because it like lit up. It was just really cool. It'd be amazing to make something like that, or just be like, I don't know.
What about the eyes though?
I don't know. I think they just like look forward. So, but there's a lot of stuff I would like love to make. It'd be cool to have like an actual like thing of. So, like I always thought it'd be kind of cool, like if it was still around, to then make like a full size like Galahorn or a Sparrow from like Destiny. Something like that would be like, you just want to, as soon as you see it, like I want to hold it, like
yeah,
because it's so iconic. Or like a Spartan laser from Halo, or something from like Final Fantasy would just be neat. So,
well, I remember Liam follows this guy. I think on some social media, something. It's like real life Spartan or something like that. Mm-hmm. Like he's like a 7 foot tall dude who like cosplays as Master Chief, and it's great because like his costumes are really good, and he's also tall enough that it looks like size comparison accurate, because Chief's fucking huge.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's just something I'd love to explore in the future because it'd be cool. It just seems like a cool side project. So, maybe one day, after I'm done with the website. That's like one of the things I would like to tackle. But I don't know. I also need like more space. Like that's the thing. The hardest thing is that it's hard to make any of those in an apartment. If you need to like heat up PVC or something, I don't know how they do it. Like I can't do that here.
Or weld stuff.
Yeah, or something. I don't know what, but I would love to get into that and just try stuff. Be super cool. One day. One day
more.
I'm trying to think of what now. Main thing is, again, like I just don't know what I would want to do if I did like that.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's the hard thing. And also, like, you'd want something that, like, I would think remains fairly relevant. So, like, if you did like a Master Chief cosplay when Halo 1 came out, that was relevant for like a long time.
Yeah.
If I did, I don't know. Like, oh man, I really like Final Fantasy VIII. Like, I'm gonna go with Squall. It's not really as relevant.
Yeah.
You know, or especially, or if you wanted to play like a small, more of a side character or something, people would just be like, "Who are you?" Unless they were like really recognizable.
You mean iconic?
Yeah, like something you could recognize, like someone like. What would be a good example?
Harley
So
Quinn.
if it would need to be a character that doesn't just look like a dude. You know?
Yeah.
Like if I was going to, what's a game we play that would look like this? I don't know. Something where like if you just look like a basic guy, it doesn't make sense. But if you were saying,
Caden.
What?
Caden
Who's that?
from Mass Effect.
That'd be a great example. Yeah, it's just a guy. But I'm saying like if you were to cosplay any Spartan from Halo,
Yeah.
see people are like, I don't know who you are, but clearly I get that this is a costume.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it's just you're a guy in jeans and a t-shirt. You're like, oh, I'm this. Did I ever send you that Final Fantasy 15 speedrun where he cosplays as Prompto?
Prompto?
Yeah, he's got
No.
it really good. It's really good. You should watch that.
Like in real life?
Yeah, when he's playing it.
Well,
he
'cause
has a full costume.
Well, because I
It's
remember
good.
when before Final Fantasy 15 came out, they had like a whole like clothing line of like the outfits from Final Fantasy 15. I'm like, okay,
That's cool. One of the things I would like to do is what I'm trying to do is like lose weight, and then once I reach a certain point, I want to go and rebuy all my wardrobe. And one of the things I would love is like stuff that potentially like that just looks like a normal shirt, but is a reference to something, or just like it looks good on its own, but might have some connection. And I don't know if that was true or not of theirs, but I feel like that'd be cool. Versus, I hate like graphic tees where it's just like there's a box like right here, and it's like joke. Like, I don't like that, but it's kind of cool. Like if you were to actually have like I know like Fallout usually has a lot of good stuff. Where it would just be like this is just a white shirt with a Brotherhood steel emblem, and it's
Or
just
like
like something they wear in game. But it's not like a
no,
it's not like look at this merchandise. It just it fits. It just makes sense. So like that's cool.
cool.
Yeah, I wish I had better examples, but I don't because I feel like that stuff's actually hard to come across. Like something that just like feels natural, but makes sense. Like perfect example. Ellie has that yellow Hyperion shirt that Jack wears, and it just looks like any company shirt whatsoever. But if you play Borderlands, like oh cool,
Yeah.
I get what that is. But it just looks like a decent shirt.
Yeah.
So I would love stuff like that. It'd be cool. Even if I had to like make it myself, it'd be neat. And I think that's what with the whole cosplay thing. Same thing. I like unique things that I have a lot of investment in. Hence stuff like a good example being like the DB over there, that Neopoint or whatever that Jamie did. It's like it's very specific and unique.
When you said
and has
DB, I
stories.
thought I was thinking you meant the robots from Gears of War 4, but like, oh no, Digression Bar
Yeah.
thing.
So I just need more time. I have all these things I want to do. I just need time. I need money, and I need to not be a bum.
But
So
you know what they say, time is money.
time is money. I just need to not be a bum, not sit and spend my Saturday watching Jurassic World and scary movies on Netflix. What else is up with you? I feel like I'm dominating this.
No,
Just playing Destiny. You playing anything else?
Dead Space.
Dead Space. Oh yes, how's that going?
I haven't played since last time I talked to you about it, but it's interesting. Fuckers.
How spooky is it?
That's pretty spooky.
Spooky, spooky. You get scared? What's the scariest moment you've had so far? Do you get scared during the intro when you're running away before you get the plasma cutter?
No.
No. I feel like that's a big tell. For if it's either that's really scary, you're like, okay, I get it.
Like, I kind of figured it was going to happen.
It does set it up like, oh, clearly it's like, go in that room separate from us. Press the button next to the giant window where you can see us. Okay.
I think one of the more funny moments was when you first encounter the weird, like, stingray type special one that can transform corpses. And it's just like, I was in that morgue. I'm like, this is a bad room. This is a bad room. Like, I opened a door and like the thing, and it was like a body in it with a head. I'm like, oh fuck! I like picked it up and I could see the face. Like, oh god! I like put it back and like closed the door. And then I heard the noise. Like, shit! I see it and like it's making out with the corpse. I'm like, oh shit! But there was like a barrier in the it was in a heavy glass room. I'm like, okay, that's clearly showing me that that's a thing. And then I didn't expect it to blast through the window and attack him. Like, oh fuck! God damn it!
Yeah, that game does make you sound like a crazy person. Like Jamie was watching me play too, and it's like, "What are you doing?" It's like, "Oh, I'm gathering all the dead bodies, and I'm like gonna lock them in a room." And it's like, "Why would you do that?" In case something happens.
Just in case.
I know I sound like a crazy person, but I just did. Although I did do some crazy stuff where I would like cut off the heads of corpses, I would like put them in trash cans. It was funny. It's like what I do with like Fallout, where I like having those little stories. It's
Where you
funny.
knock people's heads off and then you put it in the soup.
In the soup, in the ramen. That was so funny. And then he stirs it around. It's really funny. That's Fallout 4. So
But-
funny to me.
Oh god, fuck. But then, like, I swear, like, I swear, there's things in that game that are made to make you convinced you're crazy.
Dead Space?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like there are times I hear whispering. There's whispering going on right now. Why are there whispers? Who's whispering, and why do I hear them?
Yeah, you got to beat the game because you can talk more.
I know it has something to do with the marker, but
Right. So, Dead Space is fun. I want to play 3. But I had a blast with 2. It was so much fun. And I think that's why I wanted to sit down and just play like Kingdom Hearts, is like play another game with like lots of story and just new stuff.
my question is, how long of an event was? How long before Isaac arrives has the colony encountered the marker?
I don't know. I could say something, but I don't know. There's a wasp trying to get in my house right now. I don't know. That would be a great end to a podcast.
What do you mean trying to get in your house?
It's like flying around the window.
Outside, you mean?
Yeah. That would be a great end to a podcast. Watch us get stung by a wasp live. Not live. Recorded.
Fuck. I've been stung twice
Oh.
over like the last 10 years. It was on the same fucking finger. One of them was when we were doing that burning the flags at the one camp out.
Mm-hmm.
Ceremonially. We're not anarchists here.
Mm-hmm.
And another time was actually, I think I was working on Mason's Eagle Scout project, and I picked up my coat, and because it's kind of cool, but it warmed up, and I guess it was on my coat. It just stung my finger.
Wasps are dicks.
Yes, wasps are dicks.
So, I don't know. They always seem to hang out around there. Like, there's always one. There was one time in my old apartment where I came home and there was just one in my house, like in the apartment. And it was just like a moment of like, well, I got to deal with this.
Yeah.
It's not going anywhere. It's just flying around my like living room.
Like there are times like I find them in the house, like someone will go through the vents. I'm like, what the fuck? Why are you? Where did you come? Or like they'll go in like light filaments. Like there'll be light bulbs they can fit between like, the ceiling space and the light bulb, and they crawl and live up there for a while. It's like, fuck off. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want you here. Get out.
So, anyway, I think we're at time.
Yeah.
But
And what also sucks is if you kill them, you can still get stung by them because their stingers will, like, you can like touch stimulus will still cause their stingers to protrude. So, yeah, that's fun.
that's annoying. What does a wasp even do? Like, what does a wasp do with his life?
It eats and it kills.
What do they eat? Like, do
Fruity
they
stuff.
What?
I think they usually eat fruity, sugary things.
But do they eat like other bugs? Like, do they use their stinger solely defensively, or are they like, do they like sting something and eat it?
I think the stinger is strictly for quote unquote defense, like not self defense, but self defense, but also hive defense. But my understanding is wasps, when they fight like other insects, they just bite. It's kind of hard to use your stinger to fight other bugs, especially if they're a little smaller than you. It's like, how do you grab them and like?
Yeah. Do you think a wasp understands what, like, the sting, or is it just like I land on it, I rub my butt on it, and then the bad thing goes away? Like, obviously it's it's a bug, it's not that smart, but I wonder if it's like it has that concept of like I am attacking it, or it just twitches.
Well, if it gets scared, like part of it is also a fear response.
Because like they're smart enough though to be like, I want to attack that, right? It's not like just it landed and stung. It's smart to be like, go over there,
Because they can
sting.
land on you and not sting you.
I mean, how often does that happen though? I feel like some wasps just like land on stuff and start stinging things. Just that reaction, just like land, sting, whatever it is.
At least they don't lose their stinger in you and continue to just exude the poison.
Can other bugs eat wasps?
Yeah.
Because if they eat like the stinger, wouldn't that be an issue
Well, they probably wouldn't
on that
eat.
scale? Well, they don't know. They're dumb.
Well, I'm just going to say they probably wouldn't eat the whole thing.
I don't know.
Like, it would have to be a big bug to eat the entire stinger.
So this is gonna be a really huge tangent. Why have we not like domesticated spiders? Like, why can't I just buy like a pet spider that I use solely to get rid of bugs? Like, you just have its little enclosure. You put it like by a vent.
You can get pet tarantulas.
I know, but that's like a pet in an aquarium. And you feed it stuff. I'm talking about like I want a house spider that's bugs can come in that it can eat, but it can't get out. And I just like almost like a mouse trap like type of use. And you just put it like, oh, there's a wasp outside, so I'm going to buy a pet spider. I'm going to let it live out there. Why does that not happen? Technology, domesticate.
First off,
spiders.
they probably don't live that long, so it's
Right.
hard to train them and then sell
Well, I don't mean
them.
like train, but more like this is like a thing where like, I don't know. It's
hard to
I don't
train.
expect you to have it for years. I just mean like, I want to buy a spider, put it somewhere, let it do its spider thing. And I can put it somewhere where I know there's lots of bugs.
Probably because there wouldn't be much of a market for it because people are terrified of spiders.
Yeah. Or maybe I'm sitting on $1 billion idea. It seems like something that would be easy. Not easy, but useful. Like if you could like again, just like I picture like a mousetrap or like something you put out for like ants. Like, oh, a spider lives in here. It can't get out, but it's baited and other insects will come in, and then it just eats them.
It would also have to be a regional thing where you have regional spiders.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, you'd have to make sure they're not venomous, probably, so they don't kill you or someone. You know.
Well, it doesn't need. Yeah, just I wanted to make a web. I just want to be able to put the web somewhere. Again, because otherwise, my spiders are like, let's make a freaking web like on the ceiling over there. There's no bugs over there. But if I could take a spider, put it like on my balcony, that's some good eating.
Yeah, but a bug, bird can get it or a bat.
Well, then it won't because of my enclosure where it can make its web. It'll be safe.
What do you mean your enclosure?
I picture it like a box where it lives, makes its web, and you put that somewhere.
So how do the bugs get into it?
Small holes the spider can't get out of.
I'm pretty sure
It's
the
baited.
bugs wouldn't just go in that hole though.
Well, that you bait it. You give it like smell nice.
Also, spiders only eat so much. So if you're like attracting a ton of bugs, still the spider won't.
I guess that's true. I guess I don't need the spider. I just need the web. The idea would be though that the spider maintains the web. Then it's just a stick trap. I don't know. You're blowing my. I didn't put that much thought into this idea. It just seems like that this is something that should exist.
I feel like you could have a lot easier methods.
Well, no. I feel like if you did it right, it could be self-maintaining. Like get like a couple of them, put
Why
them
not
around
ju-
your apartment. They find each other, mate. They make more.
Why not just put like a honey like gel in an area, one that they stick to and can't get off of?
I think that is a thing.
It is a thing.
But then I don't get to say that I have domesticated spiders. It's 2018. That's what I want. I want to rule over my spider children that I lead bugs to.
Can I say that whenever anyone says like it's fucking 20, like insert year when it's that year, it seems like such a dumb statement to me. It's like, it's current year, guys. It's current year.
Well, that's why I said it, because it's an exaggeration.
I know, but like people say it, but like I never understood like guys, like it's 2018, guys. Why aren't we more progressive than this? And it's like, fuck off. Mm-hmm. That's not getting an argument. Shut up.
I like the idea, though, that what if that happened throughout all the time? Like, there's some dude who's like, it's the year of our Lord, 1600. Why do I still poop in a chamber pot? Like, I love the idea that someone makes, like, that exclamation.
Yeah.
But it's all Old English.
Like those memes. Like the guy, what is the name of that meme with the guy with the top, like the hat?
I don't know, but it's a site where it has a bunch of, like, Renaissance photos and stuff.
Yeah.
And you can make comics.
Right, but like that's a meme. I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't know the name of it, but it's a website that lets you do that.
Or like the meme where it's like starts out with like a photo and a phrase that's all just really stupid, and because someone said something really stupid,
Yeah.
or phrased it in a not very intelligent manner. Like it might not be a dumb idea; it's just not stated very well. And then like they slowly like make the image shittier and shittier, but the phrasing gets more complex and eloquent.
I know exactly which one you're talking about. Yes. God, I think my favorite one of those old, I don't know, like whatever medieval Renaissance memes is I came across a very specific subreddit that's dedicated to hating Grandpa Joe from the old Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. That's what it's all about. And it's one of those where it's like, when thou hast to labor, and he's like lying on the bed. When thou gets to visit ye old chocolate factory, and it's the jester like going around.
Yeah.
It's just really funny. I love that subreddit because it's people being way over the top, like this piece of shit. It's surprisingly funny. It's one of my favorite right at the moment to go through and just seeing what people come up with.
Game Thirst came out with a thing about the Charlie and Chocolate Factory. That like I'm pretty damn sure like it can't be the reason why the movie things happened the way they did, but it's interesting to think of in hindsight with events that happened the year it came out.
Like what?
It would be complicated for me to explain.
Okay. We're out of time anyway. Technically, I tried to stop like 5 minutes ago. Yeah. It always goes long, and I'm always going to hate myself for it.
Oh, you get there's a few minutes in the beginning that you edit out anyway.
See, podcasting Grant likes our 2-hour-long podcast. That'd be fine. Great. Perfect. Editing Grant wants a 2-minute podcast.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Because then I don't have to sit and watch it over and over and over. And then every minute gets worse. I love it. It's fun. It's fine.
I love it so much.
Well, it is kind of just like, man, I can't wait to podcast. But do I really want to? Yeah, I guess. I just go back and forth on it. So, I don't know. It's neat. It's one of the things I can't appreciate it until after the fact. So, anyway, let's actually stop so I can edit this.
Okay.
So, I'm Grant.
I'm Andrew.
We'll be back again in 2 weeks. Bye.